Hey everybody, it's time for your weekly time tip, and this week we're going to talk about handling the many interruptions and distractions that derail our best laid plans during our workday. So the truth is, whether you work from home or go into the office, interruptions happen, right? You have your plans for the day and people ping you or ding you, or you're in a meeting and just as the meeting is ending, somebody says, hey, do you have a minute after? And they want to talk to you and maybe like hand you a new project or pull you in to advise them on something. And these distractions and interruptions happen, and really very often we really just get caught up in what I call the automatic yes, which is sure, because we want to be good team players. And very often it's because even if we know in our heads, I don't really want to say yes, we end up saying yes because we don't have a gracious way to say no. Some of the interruptions in our day are really critical. That's true. Some of them really must be handled that day. That's true. But probably 80% of the interruptions in our day do not need to be dealt with in that moment or often in that day. And many times, they're not even things that we really should be saying yes to. So how do we manage and sort out the truly important urgent ones, the truly important not so urgent but must be done, from the things that we shouldn't get caught up in? I'm going to give you 3 tips. Tip number 1, get out of the automatic yes. Unless it is truly a crisis in that moment, we need you to help close this deal right now or we're going to lose this client. That would be yes. You say yes with no pause. But otherwise, for most interruptions, if you can put a pause in it and put some distance between the request someone is making and your response, you're going to position yourself to make better, more thoughtful, more intentional decisions. So when somebody asks you, hey, do you have a minute? Or I want to talk to you about a project, or can you help out with this? Say, I'd really like to be of service. I'd really like to help out. I'm in the middle of a bunch of things right now. Let me come back to you later in the day after I have a chance to sort out what's on my plate and how I can make space to support you. Distance. Once you've made that distance and you sit down to look at that request, you want to look at that request in context of everything else on your plate, right? In the quiet of your own space, you can do that. You're like, wow, this interesting project or an interesting request, I'd really like to help out. What will it take me away from? And if your determination is that it's going to take you away from something the company is really counting on you to do, then you can come back with a different kind of answer. I always like to tell people it's very helpful to get out of their work, your work kind of nomenclature, to call things your work or their work. The truth is, all of the work is the company's work. So when you're looking at these distractions or interruptions or requests, put it in context of what is the highest and best use of my time that the company thinks, not just me and not just them. Big picture view, and then make the appropriate determination. And then you come back prepared, informed, and intentional to give a very gracious response. It could be, yes, this is very important. I am currently on a deadline. Everybody is counting on me to deliver this report by Thursday. I can start this on Friday. That's yes, but not now. You could say, I would love more than anything to be a part of this project, and I'm so honored to be asked. But for the next month, I am being counted on, or the team is being counted on, to create a new system, to develop a new product. And I have to say no because I won't be able to do either one justice. But please keep me in mind for future opportunities. That's a gracious no, right? Or it could be a modified no or a modified yes, however you'd like to call it, which is, I really want to help out. I do not have the capacity to take the whole project on right now, but if you find somebody else to do the heavy lifting, I can serve as a guide and advisor, and I can set them up and I can check their work. And that way you're saying yes, but for a smaller commitment of time rather than taking on a whole project. So that's it. We just have to get out of the automatic yes and develop some strategies to handle the inevitable interruptions and distractions so that we are thoughtful, intentional, we stay focused on the highest and best use of our time, and we remain good team members.